This is a Marantz Model 7C preamplifier. It's got 6 12AX7 tubes. I've just finished recapping it. All new electrolytics, replaced all the paper capacitors, some of the resistors that are out of spec, given it a good clean, changed a little bit of the wiring, and cleaned all the switches and controls. And it's in pretty nice cosmetic condition actually. So I'm just running a few tests on it. It's been running most of today since I finished fixing it. I'm just running a distortion test at the moment, and for that I'm using a Ferrograph machine, which is really designed to test tape recorders, but it can also be used to measure total harmonic distortion on any amplifiers. So at the moment there's a 1 kilohertz signal being generated by this Ferrograph unit, and that's fed through the preamplifier, then back into this unit here. And what you do on distortion, you basically null out the 1 kilohertz signal, and anything remnant that reads on the AC millivolt meter is calibrated as total harmonic distortion, because that's the remnant harmonics that are left after you've nulled out the 1 kilohertz signal. So at the moment what you do is you put in the signal, you adjust the meter 0 to its 10 on the scale there when the distortion is set at 100%. And then you switch to read, and then you turn down the sensitivity of the millivolt meter, and it's now full scale deflection of 0.3% distortion. So at the moment we're reading around about 0.08% distortion, and the idea is you null that out, as you null out the 1 kilohertz signal using these tuning controls here and the phasing control. Get the total harmonic distortion down to about 0.075%, and that's at about 100, just over 100 millivolts output on the preamplifier, which is sort of what you'd normally be driving a power amplifier with, I would think. It doesn't really make much difference. This thing will drive up to 10-20 volts quite easily with enough input. It's on the auxiliary input at the moment, so there's no tone corrections or anything like that. It's just straight through preamp. So that's pretty good. I've also can demonstrate the frequency response characteristics a little bit, sort of qualitatively, not really quantitatively like this. I haven't got an audio spectrum analyzer or any real audio analyzers, because I don't do a lot of audio work. I thought I'd just show it on the scope here. So I've got 1 kilohertz signal, so I'll increase the frequency to say 8 kilohertz. It's about 8 kilohertz there. Just check on the scope. Yeah, just over 8 kilohertz. Now, everything's set flat at the moment, no tone controls or anything like that. Now, this is the treble control. I'm on the right-hand channel at the moment, which is this one. So it's set flat, and then it's a switch tone control on this preamp. So you can see the amplitude as I switch the treble down. It's attenuating the treble back to neutral, and then it'll start increasing it as I turn up the treble. It's pretty good. So now I'll turn the frequency down to maybe 200 hertz or thereabouts. I'm going to kind of just hear it there. So the treble control has very little effect now on the amplitude of the signal, but the bass control should have quite a bit of an effect. So I'll increase the bass. See the amplitude's going up. Just turn the sensitivity scope down a little bit there. Turn the bass down. So it's now neutral position again. Now it's cutting the bass and bringing it back to neutral. And the other effect you can look at here is the filters. It's got a sort of low pass filter here, so it's got a 50 Hertz position which hardly affects 200 Hertz, and it's got 100 Hertz which affects it a little bit more. But if I turn the frequency down even more, that's at 150 Hertz. See, there's quite a bit of cut off there. Turn it down even more. Now to 100 Hertz. Quite a bit of cut there. Turn it down to 50 Hertz. You can see the 50 Hertz low pass filter's got quite an effect, and the 100 Hertz has a really big effect on it. And the same thing can happen on the high frequencies with the high frequency filter. So turn it up to say 8 kilohertz. Back at 8 kilohertz approximately. And I'll try the high pass filter in now. Sorry, the low pass filter. So this one is 5 kilohertz cutoff. So it's quite an amplitude change there. And this is a 9 kilohertz cutoff. So just a little bit of chopping off there. If I increase that to say 12 kilohertz, and the 9 kilohertz filter's got a much bigger effect, and the 5 kilohertz filter almost kills it altogether. So I think everything's working on this. I've checked the volume controls work, it's nice and clean. The balance controls working. I've tested all the inputs, they all seem to be working okay. I haven't tried it on a phono cartridge. I'll leave that to the owner to try that out with his cartridges. And the mode switch works fine, so I think everything's looking good. Everything's very nice and cool. So there we go. You have a Marantz Model 7C preamplifier from around about 1960. Just get this thing buttoned up and it can go back to the owner.